Boxing No Problem. I'm Tim Murray Jr., and today we have a special guest. We're joined by a pro boxer all the way from the UK, Sean Noakes. How's it going, Sean?
Good, man. Yourself?
Going well. Thank you so much for making the time. I'm glad we got the time zones to work out.
Yeah, mate. It's a perfect time for me. I kind of come alive at night, mate.
Yeah, you just mentioned you just had your workout, right?
Yeah, I just done my third session of the day. Just a little tap out, a little flush out in the bag. So, yeah, literally just got in. I've still not showered yet, so I probably stink.
No worries. We got a live comment coming in here from my co-host, actually, Sports and Tunes. Says, what up, champs? He's salute to the UK.
Yes.
All right, Sean. The first question we have for you is probably our easiest, our most basic question, but we like asking it just to get a feel for boxer stories. How did you get into boxing?
Well, I was like 12, 13. I was quite a fat kid, and I was obviously used to watch all the Rocky films, and then I used to do a bit of sparring in one of my kids running from the council estate in his back garden. I thought I got a bit of an eye in a couple of times. I thought, what, I don't fancy doing this, so I wanted to do it properly. And I joined my local amateur club, Westry ABC, and lost all the weight. And then he was like, do you want to start fighting? So I jumped. I was like, yeah, definitely. And then I done it right up until I was 17. As a junior, done well. Then I had a little break, like 4 or 5 year break when I turned 17. Come back at 22, and then went back, took it 100% seriously, like dedicated myself to it properly. Won everything pretty much I went into as an amateur, and then got offered to sign with Frank Warren.
There you go. It's a good story. You got fit, lost the weight, and you made a career out of it.
Yeah, mate. And that's my full-time job.
Absolutely. And speaking of your amateur days, can you tell a little bit about your major accomplishments as an amateur?
I won. Best one was the Haringey Box Cup, which is the biggest box cup in Europe. I won elite gold in that. I won 2 intermediate ABA titles, which is our lower league down. Got to the ABA quarterfinals, lost to the kid that won it, but I thought I deserved the decision. But that's amateur boxing for you. Won Southern Counties, Southern area, 9 times as a junior and senior. So yeah, went well.
That's great. And now as a pro, I saw last year you signed that 4-year deal with Frank Warren's Queensbury Promotions. Were there other promotion deals you were considering, and then ultimately, why did you sign with Frank Warren?
No, to be fair, there was nothing else. Didn't want to go anywhere else anyway, even at all, because obviously my brother's with Frank Warren, and I've always liked to be able to box on the same show and the same card again. We haven't boxed together since 2013 in the amateurs, so I'd like to say. Then obviously my brother knew his manager Francis Warren, who's Frank Warren's son. He offered me. He said when I was in the ABA quarterfinals, he said when you were ready to turn pro, and I was like, look, I'll jump at it now. I'm ready. I'm not going to muck around. I'm ready to dive in.
Yeah, and then your pro debut happened on May 20th of 2022. Can you tell us about your emotions heading into your pro debut? Were you nervous at all?
To be fair, I wasn't as nervous as I thought. Like some of my amateur fights, I remember I was walking around in the chamber with my stomach doing backflips and all that. But my pro debut, even when I walked out and I heard all the noise of all the fans, obviously your heart starts pumping a bit. But I wasn't mega nervous. But so far so good. With the pros, I've not been mega nervous. But I know there's no stone unturned now. It's I committed my life to it. So, like I said, I'm not mucking around. I know that all the work's done, and I'm fit, and I'm strong, and I'm ready. So I've not been nervous as of yet. But when I start fighting for titles, I reckon the stomach can start doing backflips again.
Yeah, and then your next fight's very big event. You're back on the January 28th card, part of the Art of Bettery versus Anthony Yard at the Wembley, and your opponent is Colombian by the name of Santiago Garces. What do you know about your opponent? What can you tell us about him?
I know he's not. He's awkward. He's very awkward. He tries using the Philly shell defense. He's fit. He's game. He has a go. So, but I said I'm more than prepared for this next one.
What can fans expect to see from you on January 28th?
It's just a composed but explosive performance. I've done all the work in the gym now. I'm literally just itching to get in there.
And it's also going to be your first, 6-round fight. Are you doing anything different in training to focus on stamina?
Not really, no. Because I've always trained 6 and 8 rounds since I've been a pro. Anyway, And that's why when I did the last one, there ended up being a 4. I felt like I had to rush everything. But like say, I think 6-round fights, 6-round plus fights, you're going to see a better version of me because I've got more time. I haven't got to rush anything, and that's I'm a calm and relaxed fighter. So when I feel like I've got to rush everything, it's when sometimes it can get messy. But I think you're going to see the best of me in 6 rounds.
Looking forward to it. And, as I mentioned, it's going to be at the Wembley Arena, which, as an outsider in the U.S., it seems like the Wembley is kind of one of the big stadiums in the UK.
Yeah.
It's a very big deal. How special is that to you to fight at a Wembley?
Honestly, like Wembley Arena, because my brother's boxed there before, it's phenomenal. Like it's a great arena to go to. Like it's not quite Wembley Stadium, 90,000 people, but I think it's like 10,000 in there, and so obviously all the fans I bring always make a lot of noise anyway. You only need about 4 of them in there.
It'll probably sound like it's 18,000 people in there.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, they do make a racket.
And then you'll be fighting at welterweight. Are you still making the welterweight limit pretty comfortably?
I always come in at competition weight, always. Like I've ever since I turned pro, I don't want to muck around coming in £2, £3 over. Like I want to come in pretty much bang on weight each time. So when I do fight for titles, it's nothing different. No, like nothing's going to change.
Absolutely.
I make the weight very, very easily. I've got to thank my nutritionist, Paul from Pro Nutrition Clinic. He's made this camp even easier. Like he said, there's so many meals I can eat, and the weight's flying off. I said I can't eat everything he's giving me to eat. I'm not hungry. It's amazing.
No, it's awesome you got a nutritionist, early on in your pro career, because a lot of fighters find that a little too late.
Honestly, it makes a massive difference. Like, it's the energy you have just bringing to sparring and everything. Where you're eating the right foods at the right time of your camp. Like he breaks down everything perfectly. It's just made everything so much easier.
And, looking into the further future, I know you're not like looking past your current opponent on the 28th, but what's in the opponent you have in mind for the future that we kind of just a dream opponent, someone you want to share the ring with?
To be honest, I haven't really looked at my weight. Like, I've just been focusing on myself. Perfectly honest. Like obviously you've got the boys with the belts, like Echo Esserman and that, the British titles. But at the moment, I'm just focusing on myself. Like I said, I've had 3 fights. I'm in no position to be calling people out just yet. But when I get up there, I'll start making some noise all the best I can.
Yeah, and you're in a weight class where it's probably going to get very disruptive in the next year or so. Because
I'm hoping to be pushing for titles back end of the year. So yeah, it's going to get lively.
Yeah, because if we look at just the world titles, it's obviously Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, and Errol Spence may be moving up to 154, and he'll be
I don't think he can hold much longer. He's that weight.
He's been probably overdue to move up, but he's been waiting around for that super fight with Crawford.
Yeah.
And now speaking of kind of dreams, what's a dream venue you would like to fight out of?
See, I'm not even got a big dream venue. I'd like to box at my local stadium, just me and my brother line in, and just in my own little town. I've said, like, obviously you'd love to box in the pinnacle for me would be like the MGM Grand in Vegas, obviously, because I think that's literally or Madison Square Gardens, like that's the dream. But realistic dreams, I'm thinking Maidstone Stadium in front of all my hometown. That'd be lovely.
Absolutely, and that kind of segues into my next question. Obviously we're a U.S. media outlet, so I want to ask you if there's kind of any plans or aspirations for you to make your U.S. debut.
Oh mate, I'd love to. The only place I've been to in America was Vegas, and I loved it. So we looked around the MGM. Well, obviously, because I think the weekend before Tyson Fury fought, he didn't fight Wilder. He fought someone else there. I think it was what's his name? Was it the Schwartz or something like that?
Otto Wallin?
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was Wallin. I think it was the one before that he fought in Vegas. When he was doing all the shoulder rolls.
Oh yeah. I think it was Schwartz. Yeah.
That was the weekend before we went, and obviously my brother was signed with Frank Warren. He said if you'd come out a week earlier, we could have got your tickets. And I was just kicking myself. But so we walked around there, had a look at the stadium, look at the venue, and that. I'd love to box there. That'd be a dream.
That'd be great. We're looking forward to seeing you in the U.S. one day.
Yeah, hopefully, mate. Hopefully, got to keep chipping away over it. Got to keep chipping away to make way over across the pond.
Exactly. No, definitely a lot of good names over there in the UK to check
Yeah,
off.
got to climb the ladder first and jump over.
There you go. Yeah, we're talking about your younger brother, Sam Noakes, who's also a pro boxer. What's your relationship with Sam, and what are some things you guys do to kind of motivate each other to be better
I,
boxers?
like we're best mates. Like I've literally just left him. I see, and I don't live with him. I see him all the time. I say he's the best man. He's one of my best men at my wedding. Like we spend all the time together. But yeah, so he's flying at the minute. I can't see a lightweight in this country giving him any trouble at all.
Yeah,
He's just. I challenge any lightweight in the world to be as strong as him. Like power, like not just hitting hard, like just physical strength is phenomenal.
yeah, absolutely. He's a hard hitter, and I think this talking about lightweight, this kind of segues into this comment here. It says his hand pink waving, asking what he thinks about Kid Austin. So I'm not sure if you've seen Floyd Schofield, aka Kid Austin.
I don't
Uh,
think I've seen him.
he's an upcoming prospect, but we had him on an interview a few days ago, and his dad joined as well, Floyd Senior, and his son is 12-0 with 10 knockouts, and he was mentioning about beating Devin Haney and beating Shakur Stevenson and beating Tank Davis. So they were probably still left impacted with all the things that the dad was saying from that interview.
Oh yeah, so he's a good kid. Then I've not seen him coming through. To be fair, but because obviously they next weekend they want to, because obviously my little brother's chasing the how long he can keep his KO streak going. He obviously got Artur Beterbiev is 18-0, 18 KOs, and my brother's just 10 KOs. So he wants to see how far he can get, see if he can catch a Beterbiev.
There you go. And then speaking of your preparation, what are some things that you like to do in camp, and do you watch a lot of tape on your opponent?
I watched one his last fight. I've watched that about 2 or 3 times, and I think every time I watch it, I turn it off earlier and earlier because I know what I've got to do. I know how I've got to do it. So I've got little ideas in my head what I've got to go through. Like I go through every night. Before I go to bed. I go through the motions in my head about what am I going to do, how am I going to set something up, and what I'm going to throw.
Excellent. And then for my next question, who's the hardest puncher you've been in the ring with, either in sparring or in pro fight?
Hardest puncher. Oh, I think one of the hardest punches I've been in with is obviously my brother or Pierce O'Leary. Very, very good destructive puncher.
And then when it comes to the sparring, do you end up having to travel far to get good sparring, or it's pretty easy to get?
Pretty easy to get. Us obviously like the gym my brother's in. There's just phenomenal fighters over there. My coach Mick Burke Senior will take me wherever I need to go. Like we go over Adam Booth sometimes, spar some good boys over there. So I've not. We don't have to go far to get good sparring.
Yeah, great. And then for my next question, who was your favorite boxer growing up?
I loved Ricky Hatton. I really, I love Floyd Mayweather was the pinnacle. Obviously, he's incredible. But I actually like what Ricky Hatton did. The way he used to interact with the fans and the crowd he brings. I just like the way he acted as well. I just love Ricky Hatton growing up.
Yeah, he was exciting and entertaining to watch in the ring.
Yeah.
All right, we have a comment here from the Football Podcast saying, "Let's go, champ."
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, and now bringing it forward to present day, who do you consider to be the number one pound-for-pound fighter?
Number one pound-for-pound fighter. I can't see anyone being better than you got. I think Crawford. I really do. After what you done to Avanesian, and Avanesian's a tough man. Like you may not have looked it on the night against Crawford, but Avanesian is a tough man, and for Crawford to do that to him, that's phenomenal. He's come up. Wasn't he originally a lightweight, Crawford?
He was 135.
Come right up to welterweight and still being that destructive. Just takes some doing. And obviously you've got Inoue as well. I think he's going to destroy super bantamweights as well. So it's between them two in my eyes.
Yeah, I agree.
Then after them two, I'd say Canelo.
Yeah, I think I had a Crawford, Usyk, and Canelo on my personal pound-for-pound list.
Yeah. As Usyk, I can't see him beating Fury. Yeah, I think he beats every other heavyweight apart from Tyson Fury for me.
Yeah. I didn't think he was gonna beat Joshua, but
Oh no, I knew he beat Joshua. Joshua too stiff,
too robotic.
too stiff, and he was too worried about what was coming back with Joshua because he's a bit as heavyweights go. He's not got an amazing chin, so I think I was always thinking Usyk was going to beat Joshua. But I think Fury's he's just too big, and he's just as fast as Usyk for a big guy. So I just can't see anything happening with that.
Yeah. And then a question from Pro the podcast. He wants to just confirm if you're a welterweight, and yes.
Yes, I'm weight. My young brother's a lightweight.
Perfect. Yeah, and then he agrees. He says there's no way in hell Usyk beats Fury. So.
Yeah, I can't see it. I think Usyk's 6'3", and for Tyson Fury's 6'9". He's a big 6'9". Likewise, when it comes to in close, Usyk's going to be knackered. That big man leaning all over him. When it gets to range, Fury's just as quick as Usyk, and he's 6'9" and long as anything. So I can't see Usyk troubling Fury too much.
I agree. I still hope we see it, just so we can get a heavyweight champion.
I'm quite confident you're going to see it. I reckon for about 2 or 3 months, I reckon it'll come up. They'll get that done. Because I think both camps want it. So, and if it talks money, it talks sense, doesn't it? So, I'm pretty sure both camps are going to be up for that.
Yeah, I agree. It's a great segue into our next segment. I'm going to bring up 3 potential fights, either confirmed or just kind of rumored, and you'll let me know who you think would win. If it's too close to call, you can just say it's 50-50. So the first one is the main event actually for the undercard. You're going to be part of Artur Beterbiev versus Anthony Yarde. Who you see winning that fight?
See, I think if it goes past 6, Beterbiev stoppage. If it goes past 6, I think if Anthony Yarde starts how he started against Lyndon Arthur, could cause some dramas. But and I'd love to see Yarde do it, obviously, because he's from England and he's from the same stable as me. But I say if it goes past 6, I can't see anyone but Beterbiev winning that. I think Yarde's got to have a gunfight early to try and get him out of there.
I think so too. And then, in your opinion, has Yarde improved from his Kovalev performance?
Pardon?
Is your opinion Yarde a better fighter than he was against Kovalev?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's more matured now, and he knows what he's good at and what he's not good at. And I think he knows he's not a long 12-round fighter. That's what I think. I think he knows that he's not a 12-round fighter, but he's explosive, he's powerful, he's strong. So I think he knows he's got to go for it early.
Agreed. Next fight, this one's got rumored to be happening next sometime soon, probably in the UK. Who would win at a Michael Collin versus Luis Roberto Lopez, aka the Venado? He's the one that just beat Warrington.
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one, because I didn't really watch. I only watched the highlights against Warrington. But what Warrington offers differently to Conlan, because Conlan's a much better boxer than Warrington, but Warrington's just relentless. So I'm going to have to go with my man Mick Conlan for that one.
Mick Conlan for the win. All right. And the last one, this is another one happening very, very soon. Lee Wood versus Mauricio Lara.
Ooh, that's another good call there. See, problem is, Lee Wood's tough as anything, but I've heard that Lara can seriously punch. And Lee Wood is there to be hit. It's a very dangerous fight for Lee Wood to take that. But I'd say Lara for that one.
Yeah, that's a fight that we'll see going the distance. Someone's going to win by knockout.
It's a risky. If you're Lee Wood's camp, it's a risky fight to take because Lee Wood's not a big technical fighter. He's a strong, come forward game fighter. And like I said, I heard in one of the interviews or something that apparently that Lara it does hit seriously, seriously hard.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting fight.
Yeah.
Coming back to you, Sean, what are some things you like to do outside of boxing? What's some of your hobbies and interests?
I like spending time with family and going out with my pals, just chilling. Literally, when I'm not boxing, I like doing nothing. I like going on a holiday, enjoying myself and that. But when I'm outside of camp, I like to just chill and relax. That's me. I don't mind going to football with the boys, watching a couple of games of football. I'm quite active as well. Don't mind doing anything, but mostly I like to sit there and just do nothing with good people around me.
Love it.
Yeah.
Final question we have for you, Sean. It's not really a question. It's more so kind of leaving the floor open. What's a message you want to send to your fans and supporters watching this interview?
Just thank you for joining me on this journey. Like, it's overwhelming the support the messages I get from people that aren't even from around my area. especially where I say I'm only 3-0. And yes, it's overwhelming, and I just thank you. And stay tuned. It's just going to get better and better.
Agreed. It's just the start of the journey.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sean, for making the time. Everybody to follow Sean on Instagram. Here in the banner, you can see his at. It's basically just his name altogether, Sean Noakes. And Sean, we're excited to see you back in the ring on January 28th. You've literally got another impressive performance, and hopefully we'll see you on a bigger fight soon.
Thank you. All the best, mate. Have a good one.
All right, all the best. Take care.
Bye bye.
All right, bye.
Bye bye.